The Pro League regular season is over, which means here are your MVPs for this split. So welcome back to the Apex Morning Shift, your #1 ALGS morning show on the planet. That is a fact. So this weekend was the last weekend of the Pro League regular season, which means that next weekend is the regional finals, which will consist of the overall top 20 teams of each region who will go off against each other, respectively in their own regions, for one last chance at qualifying for the mid-season playoffs LAN, which will take place at the Esports World Cup in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, from July 10th to July 13th. Now, there are already 5 teams that qualified for these playoffs, which are the top 5 teams from the ALGS Open from New Orleans: Falcons, Alliance, ALGS, 100 Thieves, and Shopify Rebellion. So now we're just waiting to see for those regional finals to see what the standings for each region will be, because including the winners of the regional finals, the overall top 13 teams from North America, top 7 from EMEA, top 7 from APAC South, and top 8 from APAC North will qualify for the mid-season playoffs for a grand total of 40 teams from across the world. So that's why next weekend is the most important of them all. Now, normally we would go over the results of each game day from this past weekend, but since the regular season is now over, the overall standings are more important to look over in detail. And now let's take a look at the overall standings. Starting with APAC North, here are the results. Nose Fox with first place, 11 points ahead of second place, which is RRX. E36 right behind with third place. GH Boom with fourth. SBI with 5th, RNB 6th, Fnatic with 7th place. Not bad. Not as good as we're used to seeing Fnatic, but this is a new squad. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Yuka and Ace's chemistry together. So excited to see how regional finals goes. And then LAN. KeanuJTV 8th, Activist 9th, Soten 10th, Striders 11th, Ty 12th, Reject 13th, VG 14th, Crazy Raccoon 15th. Oh, they made it in. Nova 16th, Army 17th, Dosu 18th, Meteor 19th, and Soleil Gaming with 20th place, which means that those are the 20 teams that we're going to see compete next weekend in the regional finals for one last chance at making that top 8 to qualify for the mid-season playoffs. Oh, not seeing Riddle make it actually breaks my heart, dude. Melstera, which is Yuka's old teammate, so talented, really sucks to see, but there's always next split. Moving on to APAC South, here are the results. Gen G Esports by 1 point, dude. Just ahead of VK Gaming, which VK Gaming has actually been first place the entire split ahead of Gen G, and Gen G, the last weekend, switched spots with VK Gaming to take first place. Soul Esports with 3rd, JD 4th, Lonely 5th, Rival 6th, ALGS jumping up 7 places in the standings this last weekend. 7th place, Wolves 8th, Leviathan 9th, Doa 10th, Bearclaw 11th, Source 12th, Edward 13th, MDY 14th, Keep Going 15th, Frozen 16th, Young Black Ricky 17th, Supernova 18th, Kokoi 19th, and Remarkable 20th place. As for EMEA, here are the overall standings, with no surprise at all, Alliance taking first place overall ahead of Navi, who took 2nd place, Team Nemesis 3rd, Mo'uz 4th, Zero 5th, War 6th, 10K 7th, which had an amazing weekend, by the way. What a redemption story. Gnaske got dropped from Ronin last weekend. With 1 weekend left of the Pro League season, Ronin was like, Gnaske, sorry dude, tough luck. We're gonna do better with this other dude. And Gnaske was like, I have no team. There's 1 weekend left of Pro League. I want to play in regional finals. I want to go to LAN. We were gonna go to LAN because they were doing great, dude. They were doing really, really well. Thankfully, he found a last-minute spot on 10K. Played this weekend, won 3 games out of the 6 on Saturday, climbed up 4 places while Ronin dropped 4 places. So they basically just switched spots, and look at that. They're now 7th place going into regional finals. So it's looking really good for them. Reminder that you have to be in the top 7 after regional finals in EMEA to qualify for the Esports World Cup. So in this case, 10K Club is looking really, really good. What a crazy story that would be if 10K makes it and Ronin doesn't. Gaming Gladiators 8th, Onyx 9th, Ronin 10th, GoNex 11th, Dragons 12th, SJP 13th, Aurora 14th, Vortex 15th, FaZe 16th, Annex 17th, Cybercats 18th, UAIM 19th, and Zipline Mafia with 20th place, 1 point ahead of Mind. Oh my goodness, that's heartbreaking. Not qualifying by 1 point. Oh. And finally, for North America, here are the results. Look at this, dude. NRG in first place, tied in first place actually with Falcons. Whew, with Shopify Rebellion, 1 point right behind them. Dude, it doesn't get closer than that. All 3 basically tied for first place. Ninjas in Pajamas securing 4th place after winning on Sunday, making it into the top 4. That is huge for them. Super glad to see these guys do well. Kurev is So deserving of this. Such a talented player. Such a nice dude too. Just recently picked up by Nip after Nip dropped Cersei. And great addition. I mean, look at them. 4th place. Good stuff. All Gamers, which used to be Envy, 5th place. TSM 6th. 100 Thieves 7th. Sentinels 8th. Twisted Minds 9th. Movistar 10th. ROC 11th. Furia 12th. Fusion 13th. Liquid 14th. Winning on Saturday, by the way. Doing great. Yan IGL. Climbing to 14th. Let's go. Virtus Pro 15th. Villainous 16th. Flat 17th. LG 18th. Ooh. Great weekend, by the way. Climbing them up into the top 20. Love to see it. CTE 19th. And Team Orchid tied at 20th place with Forbidden Gaming. But Team Orchid is the one who won the tiebreaker due to ALGS regulations. So if you're Forbidden Gaming, ouch. That's gotta hurt. Losing on a tiebreaker. If you're Team Orchid, good stuff. Making it into the top 20, making it to those regional finals off a tiebreaker is maybe a little too close for comfort, but it worked out for them. So now it's going to be up to them next weekend to see who can make it into the top 13 and qualify for this mid-season playoffs. These mid-season playoffs. This LAN that will take place at the Esports World Cup in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So looking forward to next weekend for sure. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, or at least I've been waiting for. I know you guys haven't really known that I was going to do this, but on behalf of the APAC Morning Shift, your #1 ALGS Morning Show on the planet, I've taken the time to give the Most Valuable Player Award to one player of each region. And this award is very special because it's from your #1 ALGS Morning Show on the planet, but it considers, yes, the stats, kills, damage, assists, revives, but also you have to consider the team's performance because yes, a player can do a lot individually, but if you look at the team and they're not doing great, in that case, that would be just stat padding. So the team's not benefiting as much from those stats or from those big numbers. So yeah, without further ado, the most valuable player for APAC North of this split goes to Lick from NoseFox, finishing 2nd overall in kills for the split, finishing 1st in damage and 2nd in knockdowns. A very, very talented controller player from Japan, doing amazing the split. Yes, he might have finished 2nd in kills overall behind Ilariman, but NoseFox overall just did amazing the split. And really his impact, yes, individually, but on his team, helping his team secure 1st place overall is not an easy thing. He played a very, very important role, whether it was knocks, damage, or kills. Obviously, some other very, very good players from APAC North. Ilariman, Yuka, Synap from E36 as well did really, really well. But yeah, just gotta give it to Lick. So congrats to Lick. All right, now for APAC South. The most valuable player of the APAC South region for Split 1 Pro League regular season is Asia from Genji Esports. Woo! This man dropped triple-digit kills this whole split. Wow. The only player in the entire world to get at least 100 kills in one split this season, which is insane. His impact on Genji was amazing. On the very last weekend, taking 1st place ahead of VK Gaming. Without him, obviously without his other teammates, wouldn't have been possible, but specifically him just playing such an important role for the team. And as much as he contributed to the team in kills, also contributed in assists. All right, so if you're wondering why I'm holding my phone up is because now I got to record with this as a microphone because my other mic just died. Anyway, moving on. For EMEA, the most valuable player of the Split 1 regular season is Unlucky from Alliance. Woo! Him and Effect are absolutely unmatched when it comes to offensive power for this team, playing such a huge role in their offense. Now, yes, Unlucky didn't have as many kills as Affected, but just like Asia on Genji Esports, they both appeared on the assists column, which is not the most common thing usually. Also finishing 2nd in damage behind Effect again, playing an important role in the knockdowns as well. But what makes him stand out ahead of every other player is, yes, his impact offensively, but look at the revive section. 29 revives, 9 ahead of 2nd place, 1st place. So yes, kills, yes, damage, yes, knocks, yes, assists. We're talking about now resetting, helping the team reset. He is ahead offensively, but he's also ahead defensively. Playing multiple roles, having different types of impacts on the team is really what makes a player the most valuable player, a very complete player. In my opinion, the most valuable player of the entire Split 1 regular season across all regions. Obviously, there is regional finals next weekend left, and then there's the mid-season LAN at EWC. So it's gonna be interesting to watch how everything unravels. But for now, Unlucky takes the cake. Congrats. And now for the North American Split 1 Pro League regular season, the most valuable player goes to imperialhal from Team Falcons. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was the most difficult one to pick out of the most valuable players across the regions. NA was the toughest because, as you've seen in the overall standings, NRG and Falcons are tied in first place together with Shopify Rebellion right behind. So imperialhal's impact on Falcons was amazing, but Zainu's was as well, Koiful's impact was as well, Zero's impact, Waltzy's impact, MT's impact, Guild's impact on NRG. You can come up with a solid argument as to why these players that I just mentioned are the most valuable player of the North American region, but at the end of the day, I gotta give it to imperialhal, and the reason why I do is because he's been at the top of these stats and he's been at the top of his impact of the most valuable player for the entire split. Even when Falcons were struggling, he was there. He kept them up. He kept those kills numbers up. Probably one of the most consistent players that we've ever seen. But make sure to let me know down in the comments what you guys think and who your most valuable player for each region is, if you guys disagree or agree with me. And yeah, as for me, that's it for today's episode of your #1 ALGS morning show on the planet. I do not have coffee because it's clearly night. That being said, I'm gonna start editing this episode and go get myself some coffee. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to turn notifications on. New episode every Tuesday. Next weekend is the regional finals for APAC North, APAC South, EMEA, and North America. So I'm going to put the schedule down in the description once again. And until next week, take it easy, like and subscribe. Peacers. I love how I call this the morning shift and I'm recording at night. I'm trying to be like time efficient, but sometimes it takes me so long to record these episodes. Like today, you guys would not believe how many mistakes I made. I've been recording for an hour. These episodes are like 8 minutes long, some 8-10 minutes long. But the amount of mistakes I make, which means that those for North, for which means that the, anyway.